What's up, everybody? I got a superstar with me, and I needed to have him on because he literally is a superstar. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is social media and how it could be actually repulsing people. In other words, you may be in business right now, and you may realize to yourself, like, why is no one communicating with me? Why am I the only one that is engaging in my Facebook? And it may be a piece that you're struggling with, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of pointers how you can stop the cray. And I spoke to an incredible young lady by the name of Nadia. She's from the UK. She was born in France, but she lives in the UK right now. Nadia, if you're watching, holla at you. And we were talking about why is no one listening to me about my business. And I went to her Facebook page. I told her, well, one, you have your company blasted all over your Facebook, and what ends up happening, and fortunately, that gives me no reason whatsoever to talk to you, so it's automatically a turnoff. Two, it looks like your Facebook page, instead of a social platform where we all can communicate, now it is an infomercial space. No one will bother to talk to you. And three, she wasn't doing enough Facebook Lives where she actually opens that window into her life. So I highly recommend 911 right now. Get into the Facebook page that you have. Clean up anything about your company and make it all about you. Through you, people are going to say, hey, so what company is that? What do you do? How do you do it? So that's something that James and I actually are working on today. We're setting him up. James is one of our coaching clients. He is an incredible, not only entrepreneur, a father, and I don't want to take his thunder away from him, but I wanted you all to really meet him and hear his story for two reasons. One, because I love him like a brother, and I know what he's capable of, and the potential that, what he shared with me of his vision and the culture that he's going to be building and the services that he's going to provide to the business community and people overall is literally gold. And I mean that with everything that's within me. Two, this is his very first time on a Facebook Live, isn't it?
That's right.
So, give him some hearts, give him some encouragement, give him some love, and share this video because you're witnessing greatness as we speak right now. So first things first, James, thank you so much for hopping in here and coming over to our home office. We appreciate that. Secondly, tell the world a little bit about what you do. What is James doing nowadays?
Sure. Well, before I do that, let me just say, if you're not working with this guy, if you just maybe hopped on his page and just kind of getting to know him and maybe think he's kind of casual, maybe think he's incredible, maybe a little bit of both. This guy really is amazing. He's actually helped me really kind of hone in, not only on my skills, but help me get clarity on my message, on my brand, really kind of bridge the gap between like kind of what I wanted and kind of what I was searching for to really becoming what it is that I'm going to be doing. And it really, really cut out so much time, so much research. And he's just an incredible guy, integrity-wise. And I know him, for about 4 or 5.
Close to 5 years now, yeah. And he knows that I'm a Leo and I love compliments, so we can make all this video all about me. I'm loving this.
But if you don't know it, check him out, research him. I'm sure, obviously, you're already doing that because you're here. But it's been an incredible experience, and I can't wait to share my experience working with him. Over the years. So
that's awesome, man.
Thank you so much.
We're excited for you, and you guys got to look him up. I'm gonna tag him on the comment. This man is muscle 100%. You got to see some of the picture that he has and what he's done. But tell us a little bit about the new project that you're working on.
Sure. So about 6 years back, I had an incredible financial loss, and got involved in a Ponzi scheme, and I went completely bankrupt. And before that, I actually used money as a crutch and as a way to kind of feel good about myself, and kind of used money as a way to create rapport because I felt so bad about myself. I had a very poor self-image, and my whole life was actually controlled by fear, which is very funny about what we were just talking about, or what you were just talking about. My whole life was dictated on fear, and we all fear two things. We fear that we're not good enough, and because of that, we won't be loved. Because love is the oxygen to the soul.
100%.
If you think about it, even when a baby's born, and what is it? It's loved. It's cradled. It's cuddled. That's why they have something called failure to survive. A lot of babies sometimes that they die, they call failure to survive. it's because they're not really cuddled or held. And if you don't hold a baby, they actually will. They will die. And so we're all driven to have love and acceptance. That's the number one need we all have as human beings. And sometimes that love or being rejected becomes fear. So we're fearful of reaching out or fearful of being who we are. So I don't ever say people need to change. You know, I'm not saying, people, you're broken or you need to change or you're not good enough. I believe we all have it within us. I believe in transformation. We all really have what's already there within us. We have all the resources we already need. So I don't believe in changing. I believe in transforming more into who we really are. And it actually brought me into the discovery of things such as neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, things such as neuroscience, philosophy, and started my whole research in that whole world. It's funny because I was actually born premature, and I had reading disabilities, learning disabilities. I never really read a book till I was about 30 years old. I took a couple speed reading classes, and I was able to actually begin reading. So I read. I'm an avid reader now. But I've learned a lot of different skills along the way between the past 6 years to help me go from where I was to where I am today. And a lot of that is overcoming fear and breaking through from fear. And so I don't believe in motivation. A lot of people I got to motivate. We heard that quote. You got to motivate every morning. It's like taking a shower, right?
Yeah.
Well, motivation's great, but motivation sometimes it's not enough. It's like running east looking for a sunset. You can be motivated to put your head down and run all day long, but you're never going to find that sunset because you don't have the right strategy.
Right.
So back to your point or your question. So I'm coming onto the scene as a strategist and a transformational strategist. And my physique, he was talking about, I actually, after I lost my money, I started rebuilding myself. See, we have two worlds. We have the outer world, which is what we see, and we also have the inner world. It's kind of what goes on between our ears. We don't really, we're not born with that owner's manual on how to do that. So a lot of us, as you guys know, are involved in the self-help industry, and we're learning how to really govern the inner world. The inner world is what it's all about. The inner world will change what the outer world. Like you were talking about this is a perfect example. This right here is all about the inner world, and how to manage or control the inner world, which will manifest itself in the outer world.
Absolutely. Now you've had some struggles, and you kind of turned that around. And I know many people who, I have in my audience usually are looking to have a breakthrough. In your opinion and from your experience and everything that you've studied, what usually creates a breakthrough for a person to go from a place of darkness to realize that there is a better place, that there's a light out there at the end of the tunnel?
Okay, well that's a flooded question, but the first thing is is really getting clarity on really what it is that you want. And it's not so much what you want. See, when I was looking for money, or when I was all about money, and money was my way of reaching the world or expressing myself, which was really an unhealthy way. I was looking for money to provide something for me that I really could provide for myself. And your question is, okay, so to do that, there's a lot of I'd say a lot of steps. I think everyone's different, but really having clarity and seeing really what you want. See, it's not about the things you get in life. It's not about what you have or what you get. It's the journey of who you become.
Absolutely.
See, who you become can never be taken away from you. So the first step really is really seeing who it is you want to be, not what you want to do. Like a bird doesn't just fly because it has wings or it feels like flying one day. It's because it is a bird. That's what it is.
It identifies its own identity,
right.
of what. Okay, got it.
And one of the most important or fundamental parts of the human psychology is to be congruent with the identity that you already have within you.
Wow.
So whether you believe it or not, that's what it is. So a lot of kids, it actually the Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect is where they take children that are in kindergarten, and they tell the teacher, well, these kids are gifted, and they're actually underachievers. But because the kids now identify themselves as gifted, they become top of the class. This happens every single time, and they've been doing these studies for years. It's because they now are congruent with their identity. See, a lot of times we're congruent with identity, but sometimes that identity that we have for ourselves actually cripples us. It actually hurts us. It covers us up from being who we are. Because now we have a new identity. We have a bad identity instead of now creating a new identity. So the first thing really is being identifying with yourself who it is that you really want to be. So when I I was bulimic at one point and overweight, and right now actually I'm going through a transformation. I'm purposely putting on weight, but before that, when I lost my money, I went through a very crazy emotional disaster, and I went from being bulimic to being obese to being anorexic, and I had to take control of myself. But the first thing I had to say was, who am I? Who am I really? Am I someone who am I a loser? I lost all my money. Who am I? Am I a bulimic? I can't even control.
That's incredible. It really, really is, because if you knew James from the business world, a 7-figure earner, network marketing, top producer, speaker, and all that stuff, you would never hear or think that you would hear something like what you're sharing with us right now come out of his mouth. And it's almost like it gives me hope that it doesn't matter whatever I negatively think of myself sometimes, that I too can do better. I too can achieve greatness. I too can break out of that cycle that I'm kind of stuck on.
So to answer your question, it's a long-winded question, but to answer it,
I asked for a full hour and a half interview in a minute.
To answer it, it comes to visualization, and there's different techniques you can use to help it become more real. But the brain doesn't know whether you're imagining it or whether it's really life happening. Even sometimes when you're watching TV and you go into a trance, your brain doesn't know. So visualization can be a helpful first key. My clients that I take through a transformation program, there's a lot of different techniques from NLP, neuroscience, even some parts of things called like hypnosis, but not like you think. Hypnosis is very, very different than what most people think. And it's very, very effective. But the first thing is really changing your identity. And the first way to do that is really visualize who it is you really are. Not who you were, not what you're doing, but who you are. And you're not defined by your past. I thought I was defined by my stuttering issue. I had a stuttering problem for 10 years. I thought I was a stutterer. I'm not defined by that, or my financial losses, or my bulimia, or being in the disability class growing up. I'm defined by who I am now, and action is what defines us, not the past. Okay.
That's definitely so incredible. And I love the fact that first of all, you're so honest with the masses on what you've struggled with, and that's actually something we talked about earlier in my personal page about when you do Facebook Live, it's so amazing how it is an open window to your life. And I highly recommend that you actually feel free to share what you've struggled with and how you've overcome it, and allow people to kind of join you in that journey itself. And this is why it goes back to what I'm trying to teach you in this video itself in a nutshell is, do not blast your business or company or product. You've made so much money network marketing, and I doubt you had to go to Facebook and blast your network marketing company when you were active in the profession. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't something that is necessary. People will relate to you, will love you, will trust you, and connect with you. So again, if you have your Facebook page, and I see who's watching this, I'm gonna go to your Facebook page. If I see everything about one company, one product, I'm gonna send you a message, and I'm gonna tell you, what the heck are you thinking? Get that stuff out of there. Not because your company is not a great company, but just because people are going to look at you as a sales representative, and you're going to get rejected a lot more, and that is going to impact you and mess with your head. No one likes rejection. That I'm pretty sure you would agree with me on that.
I think anyone would.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling when you get rejected. So anyhow, I hope this video helped you out a little bit. Definitely connect with James Miranda. He's got incredible things that are lined up for him. We're literally working right now on creating so many different channels and platforms for him, and we're going to be working close together as he's going to be helping me out with my NLP training and processing, and understand that side of things, because I love to be educated, because he's an expert, a transformational strategist, and I can't wait for him to give me all the love of everything that he does. And I look forward to you to learning and applying everything that we share with you, because there is greatness within you, because I believe in you, and because I know you're just that great. So with that, we're going to leave it at that. Make sure you visit us at workwithali.com. We have our podcast with over 30 audios. We have a free gift at the homepage that you can download on how to become a CEO, on how to have the 4 fundamentals on building your brand and identity, and a whole lot more. So check it out. That is workwithali.com. And we will see you at 4:30 for your Mindset Quickie from my personal page and our Instagram broadcast. So we'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Thanks again, my man.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.